Hello and welcome to another edition of Meet the Wildcats, where you can learn everything you need to know about Wildcat baseball and the upcoming season. Today we got a couple of pitchers on the line that are going to be with us, joining us shortly. Hopefully Coach Jack will be here shortly. He had to run and do a errand, but he should be here. Today, just want to start it off a little bit about recruiting. Recruiting's going. We're getting there. Should have another couple signed within the next week or less. One is a player that I've known for 4 years, middle infielder. The other player that should be signing, he said he is going to sign, is a middle infielder from the local area. So we'll have two middle infielders being signed within the next, hopefully 4 or 5 days. Hopefully by the next time we're together again, you'll see that they had been signed, and I'd like to bring them on once just to see what they're thinking, how they're thinking, and all that as a incoming freshman. As far as the season goes, big day is Thursday for us. Huge day is Thursday for us. That's our annual fundraising in order to fund our spring trip. We need to bring in some serious cash in order to fund that trip. Think about it. If we have approximately 30 players and staff that will go to a spring trip, doesn't matter where it is, you got to transport 30 people. You have to feed 30 people for anywhere from 8 to 11 days. You have to house those same 30 people. And then you still have to pay fees for games because you have to pay for umpires, balls, etc. So it's quite an endeavor and something that we aren't funded for. Really, very few places are funded for those types of trips at the D3 JUCO level. It's all self-funded for the most part. So we're going to ask your help this Thursday. The players will be reaching out to some of y'all. Hopefully you can give. If you can't give, if you don't get reached out to, you can always give on our Facebook page. There is a link. And again, I want to thank the foundation for setting that up for us. That's huge. If we can get that money, we'll be able to go to South Carolina, and that's the goal. Would like to make it about 11 days, play 8 games or so there, which brings us to the season. If we get those 8 games in there, we'll be talking right at 50 games for the spring, and I'd still like to add a few more. I'm trying to add a few before we ever go to the spring trip. Maybe if we can get down to some place that has turf field late February, if we get a lucky day and the weather holds that day, maybe we can get a couple games in. Once we get back from the spring trip, we're going to be booked pretty solidly. Which brings me back to the third point that I wanted to talk to you all about today, and that is the season. I will post the official calendar for the season later on after we figure out exactly what we're doing with our spring trip. However, there's one thing I want everyone to understand, and that is the week of the 11th through the 14th of May. For parents out there, start looking at the calendar or looking for hotels. St. Cloud, we are going to be playing in the regional the 11th through the 14th of May. That should be a Thursday, I believe. Let me check that out just to make sure I'm not selling you bad things. Yes, it's Thursday through Sunday in St. Cloud, Minnesota. Because we are a Division III playing in a Division II conference, we get an automatic bid to the regionals. Now that's a self-funded thing. Again, if we go on from the regionals, then school will pick up part of that. So if for parents out there or fans that just want to go out, 11th through the 14th of May, that will be the regionals, and we will be there as NDSCS as a team. If anybody's got any comments out there, I'd like to see if anybody's actually live with us. If you could just go ahead and send a note if you are live with us. I'd love to see it, see who's out there. Maybe interact a little bit. You can ask some questions. It's up to you. This is your show. What you want to know, we want to try to fill that knowledge gap for you. So what I'll do is I'll bring in my first guest, if you will. He's a Minnesota boy. He's one of our pitchers, and he drops down from the right-hand side. So what I'd like to do right now is bring in Gavin. Hey, Gav, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good.
Good. Hey, oops, sorry about that. go back to Gav. There we go. So why did you pick NDSCS?
It was close to home. It has a good business program, and it's what I kind of want to do after college. And it gave me a chance to play baseball at the next level.
Yeah. So what do you envision after you get done at NDSCS? Well, hold on a second. I got the Jacobsons are watching, and the Club Guards are watching. Nice. So you're on with your mom. I think she's watching now. So watch what you're saying, right? So what do you see next for you after school?
Um, Probably just going to be a property manager of some sorts. That's
Okay.
why I'm coming here for business.
Okay. Are you going to go in and pursue a 4-year degree, or is the 2-year degree what you're after?
I'm probably just going to get my degree here.
Okay. Nice. Nice. So you're a little bit different in that you throw from the side. You don't throw from over top, which is pretty traditional. How did that happen?
I just thought of another way to throw batters off and keep them on their toes. It's a game of adjusting, and got to adjust for the better.
Absolutely, and it's really, for some hitters, it's really difficult to hit a sidearm guy because you don't see the ball coming at you from that direction very often. Has the transition been pretty easy or pretty difficult for you?
It was pretty difficult to start off. Probably started dropping down junior year of high school and finally perfected it probably my freshman year of college. It's something
Yeah.
you got to work at quite a bit.
Has Jack helped you along that way?
Yes, he has.
So he was a sidearmer too, so he's got a little bit of experience. Is it different getting a coach who actually threw sidearm?
Yeah, for sure. The experience he taught me mechanically to how to throw, and I'd probably gain 3 to 5 miles per hour that way. And it's good to relate to somebody.
Yeah, it's when we played, I think it was Tech we played. You had two guys, and you threw it inside. You're not afraid to go inside, and you just froze them. It was a thing of beauty, I thought. Do you like throwing inside?
I do, yeah. That's kind of what my fastball is meant to do, and it'll keep them on their toes because the slider's meant to go outside. But my fastball is my number one pitch for sure.
Okay, nice. So, so this is your second year here. You're not a COVID second year. You're a true second year guy here. What are your expectations for this spring?
Um, I'm just planning to get better and go wherever the team needs me, when the team needs me. Just trying to do anything I can to advance the program.
So, do you think, as far as advancing the program, we have a better team all around for you to
Yeah,
pitch behind?
yeah, for sure.
Okay,
I like the hitters. I like their personalities. I get along with them really well.
nice. What's been the biggest surprise for you this year?
Probably how far I've come. I Last year it was just my fastball was straighter, and my slider was straighter, and just advancing in that. And I've definitely noticed I've gotten better with velocity, movement. It's good to see.
What's your favorite part about pitching?
Probably just the ability to have the ball in my hand every time I'm on the field.
So
Makes
you're
me
in
up, makes
you're in
me in
control at that
control,
point.
and yeah,
Yeah, I think that's kind of a common thing for pitchers. They like to be in control, and it's kind of up to them how the game plays out in a lot of ways. Hello, Paula Myers. I can see you're also watching. Welcome aboard. All right, so let's talk a little bit about, or let's play the game. All right, I'll throw something out at you, and you give me your response. All right,
all right.
bullpens.
I love them.
Love them. Why's that?
it's a chance to get better without feeling bad for making a mistake.
Yeah,
And baseball's a game full of mistakes.
it sure is, and that's sometimes that some people have a real hard time dealing with that, but hopefully we won't have too many of those this year where we have to deal like that. All right, so let's talk weight room.
That's definitely a big part of how I'm gaining velocity. I wasn't a big lifter in high school, and it's definitely a difference when you come to
Is the
college. And
is the program more than you expected, or is it what you expected, or
I think it's a little more than I expected. I've progressed more than I've expected for sure, and I love getting better.
yeah, it's also a good feeling when you get out of the gym and you've gotten bigger and stronger too. All right,
Yeah.
dining facility.
Um, I like it for the most part. I'll go there 2 to 3 times a day. It's convenient times for me anyway. I'll go in the morning, sometime in the afternoon, and sometime between 5 or 6 p.m. And you gotta eat to get bigger, or else the weight room's for nothing. I enjoy the food there personally, though.
Yeah, it's I actually eat there during when I'm back there. I'll eat lunch there a lot of times, and I see you guys in there a lot. Um, all right, so what's the biggest thing you're looking forward to this spring?
Um, Traveling with good friends on the team. I enjoy competing. I enjoy cheering on my teammates. I just like every aspect there is to baseball.
Okay, what was your favorite trip last year?
I'd probably say the trip to Dawson. I got a start technically when it wasn't supposed to be, and I just pitched probably my best game there. I went to full 7 innings and got the third win for the team.
Okay, there's a story behind there, and I don't know what it is. So when you say got the start technically, what was that about?
Yeah, the starting pitcher, he broke his finger before the game. Thought he could like tough it up and tried pitching to the first two batters. Walked them, and then it just conveniently went my way. So I had to warm up and take over from there. And I'm just a bullpen guy, so I surprised myself going the full 7.
Whoa, 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 wait a second, back up. There's no such thing as just a bullpen guy.
Yeah.
Do the hitters say nope, we're not going to hit because he's just a bullpen guy?
No.
You're more than that, man. You're more than that. Trust me. All right. So what we'll do now is, you got anything you want to add out there? You want anything you want to tell a potential recruit, possibly?
It's fun. It's a fun group of guys to be with.
All right. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And so that was one of our pitchers. Kind of nice to hear that they're enjoying it, and the weight program and all that is what they more than they expected sometimes, which is good. Next pitcher is also a sophomore. Again, a true sophomore. He's not a third-year sophomore, so he's coming at it from a position of experience and a little bit of leadership. So, what I want to do is I want to bring on Obi now, if I can figure this out here. Obi, you there? Oh, can't hear you. Are you muted on your side?
You hear me now?
Yeah, I got you now. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
All right. So you are from North Dakota. How far away from school are you from?
I'm about 6 hours west of
Whew.
here, about an hour from the Montana border, so it's a pretty long drive for me.
So you don't get a chance to go home as much as some of the other guys do.
No, not really. Usually Thanksgiving and Christmas are my only
Yeah.
times to go
So
home.
does mom do a good Thanksgiving dinner?
Oh yeah, she's always sending me stuff too, so that's
So
good.
what's her best dish? When you go home, what do you ask for?
Uh, I'm just a huge chicken guy. I like fried chicken, stuff like that.
So is a turkey just a big
But like,
chicken?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's run some questions by you here. And why did you choose NDSCS?
Um,
All right, I don't know if everybody can hear me or not. We just lost the internet connection. We're back live. So let me see if I can get those guys back on. Here we go. Jack's back. Hey, Jack. We lost the internet connection, so we lost everybody. I'm going to put you on here for a second if you want to talk while I get the other guys back online. Are you there?
okay, perfect.
Yeah, let me see if I
Yeah,
can
can
get
you
the
hear
other
me?
guys back. Yeah, I got you.
All right. What have we talked about so far?
Well, I talked to Gav a little bit, and we talked about his, dropping down to the side and what was going on with that. But if you could just fill him in a little bit on what, from your perspective, what's going on, and that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So right now we're doing individual stuff, and then we're working in the weight room. So the weight room, I'll kind of go through that, how that works. Every 3 weeks we switch up. So we're not just doing the same stuff day in, day out. So today we're actually lifting tonight at 6:30. So it's the beginning of a new 3 week period, and the lifts get more and more complex as they go. So this should be the last one right before we head off to winter break or to Thanksgiving break, and then leading into winter break. So it's going to get pretty complex. I'll also send them a weightlifting schedule. Still haven't necessarily decided if it's going to be 3 lifts or 4 lifts a week for over the break. Probably three. I still want to give them time to relax, spend time with their family. But yeah, other than that, we're doing individual stuff. So um, guys are coming in, working on what they need to get done, what they need to get better at. Pitchers are doing a great job of that. I know the two we had on last week, those guys are really taking charge, and the two we have on right now, those guys are also they're in there almost every day. They take off Sunday, but I think that's important to give these guys some time off. But yeah, right now we are really just working on what they need to get better at. So the hitters, I mean, I think Colton Frankel, he was in there last night for an hour and a half. He probably hit 300 balls off the machine. So stuff like that. He just needs to see more baseballs off the machine and get that feel. But yeah, so
Yeah,
we got
I think
anybody back on or?
that's one thing that we have an advantage of is because we have really we're blessed as far as machines go. We have two that are self-feeding machines, and we have another one that somebody else can feed that allows the players to hit basically anytime that we can get into the gym where we're allowed to do that. They could even potentially hit by themselves if we weren't around. So how has that been going with the guys? It's right now
been
we're
going.
basically in dead period, so it's all voluntary.
Yeah. So I'm not telling them they have to be there, but a lot of guys are really showing up and putting in the work. It's been going really good. I think that there's a handful of guys that have really committed to it. And they're there every night or whenever I, tell them, hey, you can come up here and get some work done. They're getting that work done. And it's growing too, which is awesome to see that group is growing. There's more people that are starting to come. More people that are starting to catch on. I don't know if that's because it's snowy outside. There's not much else to do, but I'll take it.
Well, I think a little internal team competition is always good too.
Absolutely.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Clev on with you just so you can ask. I asked him some questions, but I'll let you talk to him a little bit. And Clev, you up there?
Yep.
All right.
All right. So what questions have we gone over so far?
The top 3 or 4.
Okay. All right. So I kind of wanted to hear a little bit more about the transition from over the top. You can kind of paraphrase what you already said, the transition from over the top to sidearm, how that's kind of been, what the challenges have been, and how the program's fitting your needs.
Um, I'd say the challenges is just accuracy, knowing what you can and can't do consistently for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm getting better every day by throwing. Bullpens is a good way to test that, and it's nice to have at least once a week. Um, I'm kind of learning more and more what I'm capable of and what I what my role on this team should be.
Yep. Absolutely. So one thing I will say is that the sidearm, that angle is super tough because you think about a guy that throws over the top, he can miss high and low, and it's not that big of a deal. But a guy from the side, you can miss either which side of the plate. I think there's a lot more room for error there. So it's a really tough angle to throw from, and Cleb has taken that on very well. He he's one of the few guys that I've seen at his age just not be worried about results, but just really competing and committing to a spot. He does a really good job at that. I know in this fall in some of our games, he wasn't afraid to throw two seam inside on somebody, which is really, it's rare to see, especially a new sidearm guy to do that. That's something that's really special. Even though I think he let one go inside on someone, and I think you hit him. That, yeah, I don't want to put your business out there, but you tag someone, and he wasn't afraid to go back inside with that two seam, which was really cool to see. That's not very common in a young pitcher. So, all right, I think we've answered all the important questions. We'll go through some fun ones now. All right, so last week we had a question. This one's similar, but it might cause some controversy. So, Clev, who on the team would you not date your sister?
Um, hmm, Not date my sister. I'm just gonna go with Tanner on this one. I know him the most, and yeah, for the better and for the worse.
Clev, you missed a great opportunity there. All you had to do was say, I don't have a sister, right?
I don't. Yeah.
Hypothetically, yeah. All right, I got another one for you. Who is a guy that you looked forward to the most facing?
Um, Probably Isaac Johnson.
Why is that?
He's just talks a little smack in between when we do face each other, and I'll talk a little back, and it's just fun to finally getting out on him. Got to
Yeah,
face him
yeah. I
once,
think
looking for more.
I think you I think you only allowed like one hit this fall, if I can remember right. It was in an inner squad, so yeah, it was pretty hard to get a hit off you. So I mean, it was fun to watch too. So I think that's all the questions I've got for you. I think Coach Reinbolt might have some word association he wants to read off to you.
All right.
We've already done that. Clev, you got
Oh,
anything you
have
want
you?
to add?
Um, no, I think I'm good.
All right, man. We appreciate you coming on. You have a great day, and
Thank you.
we'll see you soon. All right, Jack, got your second guy up here. You ready?
Oh yeah, the quiet guy. All right. So have you? We asked any questions with you so far?
Oh yeah, a couple, then it cut out.
Okay. All right. So the real question that I wanted to ask you is, as a returner, what are you looking forward to the most this upcoming spring?
Oh, I'm looking forward to just play, get on the field, and we got a great group of guys here. I'm excited to get on the field with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Um, so like as a returner, not necessarily comparative to last year, but is there anything that you think is going to change, like results based or just team bonding? Is what's different? What do you expect to change in the spring?
Yeah, I've definitely learned more from last year. Pitching wise, I've learned that it's just not throwing. A lot more go into it, like flexibility, mechanics, stuff like that. That's basically the big change.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. One more question. I think you guys went over this, but why NDSCS?
Uh, I like the program they offered. I'm going into construction technology, and I just like the campus. Small, it's walking distance everywhere, and I got the opportunity to play baseball. That's basically it.
Awesome. All right. So I think you guys went over the rest of the questions. We'll go over some of the fun ones. Same question as Clev. Who on the team would you not let date your sister?
Uh, Probably Myers.
That's a solid pick. I think his parents might be on right now, so he might have some
Oh,
explaining to do.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the
All right.
comments. I'm waiting for the
I
comments
know.
here to roll in.
He's a good kid. He is. All right. So I know there were some situations this fall where we would be in a huddle and or we would be talking at the end of practice or something, and you you had a tendency to put your head down whenever something. I don't know if something was making you laugh or I don't know. Nobody really knows what the wheels are turning in your head like. So, what is something that made you laugh this fall that was just random in that circle? What was something that made you laugh?
oh, it's usually one of the POs. They're saying something under their breath or something like Little League. Gets me to laugh. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. No, I thought
Yeah.
that was pretty funny. There were some situations where I don't necessarily think it was a serious conversation at the end of practice, just kind of going over stuff that we any questions anybody had, and near the end, I started to pick on you a little bit. Tanner, you got any questions? Tanner, you got any questions? Just to try and get it out of you. But yeah, I think that's all I got for you. But
I tell you what, in all honesty, I think this is the most I've heard Tanner talk besides the out briefs in the 6 months we've been together.
I would agree with you.
All right,
Yeah,
Tanner,
he is.
let's talk a little bit now. Curveball.
Mm, it's improving. That's
All right. Pitcher's mound.
it's my happy place.
There we go. Road trip.
Fun.
Uh, Fan base.
Energy.
There we go. All right. Talk to me a little bit about the student center and student activities on campus. Is there anything that you like to use or do?
Uh, Facilities are great compared to a lot of JUCOs around here. I mean, it's really one of the top JUCOs in the Midwest.
Yeah, I think so
That's
too.
all I
It's
gotta
also
say.
the second oldest in the nation.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is quite nice. All right, man. We appreciate you coming on and bearing your soul, if you will. This is probably a little more difficult for you than most people because you're not exactly a talkative kind of guy a lot of times, which is nothing wrong with that. That's just your personality. So what I'd like to do is thank you, and I'm going to bring Jack back on. Jack, what you got for us? Anything else? Oh, you're muted, Jack. You're muted.
There we go.
There we
Forgot I
go.
muted myself.
What else you got for us? Anything?
come catch a game this spring. It's going to be. I think we got a really good group. It's going to be super fun to watch.
Yeah, I think that hopefully it's going to be a little more exciting too, because I like to run. I like the guys to just be free to do things. I try not to be very restrictive because the game is their game. It's not my game. You know, my playing days are long ago, and they need to take ownership of it, and they need to have fun. And ultimately, if I did my job right, I'd coach myself out of a position where they could do everything themselves. You know, run the game, do all that themselves. And that's kind of, I want to give them that freedom to have a little fun and to do things. And along with that comes a little responsibility, but you're also going to make mistakes. And that's okay, because we all make mistakes. But yeah, I think we might see a little bit of, you know, running every now and then, hitting some hit and runs, those kinds of things. That should be a more exciting brand of baseball to watch than, you know, just hitting home runs and striking out like in the big leagues, which to me is pretty boring baseball right now. So, all right, unless anybody has any questions, you can throw them online. See, we got 3 or 4 people that did say they came out and they're excited to watch, excited for the new season. And apparently your audio is much better this week, thanks to that second earpod. What do you call those things?
Yeah, AirPod. Finally
AirPods,
found it.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
So
tucked under.
all right, so you're going to take charge this Thursday. We're going to raise about $30,000. We're already about 5% there with the match that we have, and we get that 30, we'll be able to go do what we want to do in the spring. If not, then we'll have to adjust and we'll make some other arrangements for this spring. But I appreciate you being there and doing that kind of stuff. Anybody knows any good recruits? Good people. I'm looking for good people who like to play the game and play the game well.
Hard
We're
workers.
looking for them. You got
Hard
anybody
workers that enjoy being at the baseball field.
Yeah, you got anybody that you're looking at pretty hard? You can't name names,
Yeah,
obviously,
no, there's a couple guys. I think they're showing some pretty good interest, and I think it's really the schooling, which is awesome to see that they're putting that first. So yeah, I think we've got some interest on the pitching side, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, I think that what you'll see now that a couple things. One is that the other junior colleges have played their fall season. They're doing out briefs. There may be some guys that just can't play because there's somebody better in front of them and they want the chance to play. So we hopefully can get 1 or 2 of those. And then also, because the letter of intent signing day has already passed, there's definitely going to be some people that are good baseball players that just didn't get, for whatever reason, got passed up. And I think if we hit those hard, we can get some more quality baseball players in here and just build the program bit by bit. I mean, I love the kids we have now. I think we're going to do well with the kids we have now, but we're always obviously looking for a little extra zip, if you will, as the years go on. Try to build this into a regional power. All right, so Jack, I think that's about it for this week. We'll be back next week. I think what we're going to do is we're going to rotate through. I'm going to let you talk to the catchers next week. I don't know if we're going to do 2 or 3, but we're going to do the catchers next week. Anything you want to say before we cut it off?
I think we're all good.
All right, so everybody,
time to go run weights.
What's that?
Time to go run weights.
There you go. Next week, same time, same channel. We'll be back at you, and we'll have the catchers on. So have a good week, everybody, and enjoy your we're getting close to the holiday season. Enjoy it. Wait, we got one comment here, I think. Not a problem, Gene. It's I got to check in the rules for this. I want to bring in recruits. I got to make sure it's okay, and I'd like to have your son on if that's okay. Explain why he chose the school. So, all right, everybody. Until next week, we shall talk to you later. Have a great week. Bye.